All right, guys. So we are in the last 5 days. I mean, I'm talking about the 15th February. Say the exams are starting. So I mean, if someone is taking the exam on the 15th February, then we are in the last day. So I mean, we are in the last 5 days. Actual exam is from 15th to 21st. Okay, so I believe that most of you would have gone towards the end of the slot, like 20, 21st. So I could say that we are in the last 10 days. But in general, let's say we are in the last week. Now, what we need to do in the last 1 week? Listen to me carefully. Learn nothing new, except for some small part, just a video I'm gonna share with you today, which is also not nothing new about it, but some small kind of a numerical which I'll share the video with respect to that, which is like semi-standard deviation calculation, which is very easy. Instead of x minus x bar ka whole square, it's x minus some x bar ke jagah something new that will be given to you, and only the returns which are below that will be considered. So only that numerical and some small terms like Winsmarize, mean and trim mean, some small concepts like this, that's it. Apart from that, do not learn anything, a complete topic. If you are left, don't do that topic. It's okay now to leave that topic. Now, I mean, we have a time challenge right now. So in that case, if you have left out some topic, for example, uses of capital you are left out, this is not a time to like do that part. ओके मे बी उसमें से अगर एक छोटा सा पार्ट छूट गया है, एनपीवी कैलकुलेट कैसे करते तो लुक एट इट, बट don't look at a complete topic. Like if you have not done, let's say, time value of money, so don't look at the time value of money like now. What you need to do in the last week is revise everything, and when you're revising everything, look at the following points. You should not be missing out these points. One, if you have made the notes, like small notes, if you have made it, go through it. Second, in the Schweizer's chapter, on each page, there are some bold words. You would have seen like bold words. Don't miss out those bold words. Third, at the end of the chapter, there are key concepts. Don't miss out those key concepts. Okay. So either not either, three things: your notes, the bold words, and the key concept. If you are left out a complete chapter, suppose, for example, because of lack of time, you are left out a complete chapter, then वो जो secret sauce मैंने दिया है, at least do that part. Okay, the secret sauce is a summarized book, so it is good enough to at least look that part. And then apart from that, just look at the key concepts also, which are there at the end of the chapter in the Schweizer's book, and also look at the bold words. So even if you're not done a particular chapter, don't leave it out completely. Look at the bold words and look at the key concepts and look at the secret sauce. These are the minimum things you should do it. Then about the practice wala thing. So by now, don't look at any like chapter wise practice, question bank, institute book. Don't look at it. Whatever you have already solved, model quiz which are there in the chapter. Apart from that, within chapter ke examples, model quiz, question bank, and the institute book questions. Whatever question that you have solved from this, just have a look at it when you are revising that chapter. Just have a look at it, that are you able to comfortably know the concepts which are there. You may not have to do those calculations again, but as long as you recollect the formula, as long as you are able to recollect it, how did I solve this question, as long as you are able to especially those questions which have gone wrong, those जो easy है वो तो आपको देख के पता चलेगा ये easy है, but those questions which have gone wrong, especially focus on those questions, because you will recollect what was the silly mistake that you did when you were attempting the question maybe 4, 5, 6 months ago, or what was the conceptual error that you made at that time, and that should not get repeated. And for that, those questions which have gone wrong in the Schweizer's question bank, in the institute book questions, in the model quiz, wherever you have made the mistake, those questions, seeing those questions in the last 7 days is especially going to be important, because you will recollect all the mistakes that you did in the previous solving of the question. So for example, margin call, the price below which you get a margin call, not at which you get a margin call. So bid ask spread. So you will get to know all the mistakes that you will recollect all the mistakes that you did in the last like 6, 7, 8 months of preparation that we had. You will recollect all those mistakes if you see those questions which have gone wrong one more time. Okay, so this is what you should do in the revision. हर एक पेज को रीड करना जरूरी नहीं है. You might have already revised it. I mean, if this is the first revision that you are doing it, then you will have to read it. But I believe in the last 7 days you are not going to do the first revision. You have already done your first revision. Hopefully, some of you might have done your second revision. But even after doing second revision, when I was taking my December 2009 exam, even after doing 2 rounds of revision, one reading and 2 round revision, if suddenly something was being asked, I was like, ये मैंने पढ़ा है क्या? ये वाला feeling सबको होता है. That recollection वाला the thing है that I'm not able to recollect everything. This is the thing that happens to everyone. Even for me, after doing 2 rounds of revision, I had the similar kind of a feeling. So don't get into this panic mode. I'm not able to recollect everything. It's going to happen to everyone. So when you're doing the third round of revision, over there, obviously your speed of revision will be much faster. So don't read each and every page, but wo the bold words hai, key concepts hai, don't miss out on those. Okay. And if you have made your notes, then don't miss out on those. Economics ke liye, just look at my notes. That will be sufficient. But apart from my notes, look at key concepts. Don't miss out on the key concepts. Okay, so key concepts and my notes for economics and fintech ke. Just don't look at the my notes only. I mean, look at the key concepts also. And formulas. Don't miss out on the formulas. Formulas ka ek book I'll get to you. But apart from that, Schweizer's may be ek, I think book number 5 ke last page mein, they have given all formulas. I believe so. Am I right? I think in Schweizer's book 5 or something, they have given all formulas summarized at one place, but I'll also send you the formula book number 3. Okay. But I'll also send you the formula book just to recollect the things a little faster. Apart from that, do not look at any new things. Like there are a lot of things available in the market, which are either pirated ones or might have been shared to you by your friends. Maybe एक book आता है quick sheet करके या फिर फिंट्री के notes है, juice notes, etc. So do not look at anything new right now. Whatever you have read, whatever source you have read, that is it. But suppose अगर एक chapter पढ़ा नहीं है Schweizer's से, for example, if particular chapter is not read from the Schweizer's, then Schweizer's का secret sauce is going to be a good kind of a textbook which is summarizing the content. Please note, secret sauce is not a comprehensive summary. But ठीक है, मतलब अगर time कम है, then you can look at the Schweizer's secret sauce. Now coming to the important element, do not miss out on this. Please understand, when you are taking this exam, emotions should not come into picture. Okay, I repeat, emotions should not come into picture. The very reason of taking mock test 1 and mock test 2 is to actually tell you the ground reality where you are at. Mock test 1 ka score could be a little bit lesser because at that time you were not thoroughly prepared. I think 31st Jan we took that, which was like 3 weeks before your actual exam. So probably you're not prepared, but that does not mean that mock test 1 may you can score less than 110. 110 is the minimum passing score for mock test 1. If taken on 31st Jan, not now. If you take now, 120 would be the minimum passing score for mock test 1. 31st Jan, if you are scoring 110, then you were good in the 31st Jan. You were good at 31st Jan. Mock test 2 was taken, I think, on 7th February, I guess, 7th or 6th February, which was around 2 weeks before your final exam. Final exam score of 125 will guarantee the pass. 125 out of 180 will guarantee the pass. And in the mock test 2, if you have scored something like 120 to 125-ish, you're good. All right. Now, listen to me carefully. If you have scored something like 130 plus, you're amazingly doing well. However, I have seen some students who have scored really good marks in mock, some, not a lot. Some students who have scored like good marks in mock test 1 and mock test 2 have not passed the actual exam. And some students who have done a mediocre performance in mock test 1 and mock test 2 have passed the actual exam. In the actual exam, you will find some questions which are going to be parts of the question which are, you are not prepared for it. Understand, 180 questions hai, 55 chapters hai. Per questions, per chapter you're gonna have 4 questions. The 4 questions that I have chosen and the 4 questions that CFA Institute may choose could be different. All right. So, ऐसा हो सकता है the 4 questions that I have chosen were in your comfort zone, but in the exam the 4 questions that could be chosen could be from the other things. So understand, this is a fair indicator of your actual performance in the exam, not a true exact copy paste replica. Okay, but in general, the students who score mock test may 120 to 130 or 120 plus, they approximately 80% of them end up passing the exam. If you have scored around 115 to 120 marks And if you did not like, I mean, if you have like simulated the actual exam atmosphere, which I mentioned that you should simulate the actual exam atmosphere, no one should disturb you exactly 2 or 15 minutes, then you can still take the exam and improvise on the score just by being fully concentrated. On the exam day, do not get nervous. On the exam day, it's your day, it's your opportunity to prove yourself to yourself. You don't have to prove yourself to anyone. You have to prove yourself to yourself. So if you have scored 115 to 120 marks, I would believe that you can pass the exam. I'm not saying you have failed or you are passed, you're on the border. 115 to 120 is on the border. You can still pass the exam. Just make sure that on the exam day, you will not be nervous. On the exam day, you'll be truly yourself, like taking exam from your place. I've seen students getting nerves in the exam, and then that kills their 3 or 4 marks, and then the student lands on the border, which is a pain. I don't want you to be in that. So please make sure that when you go to the exam center, you'll be like yourself. Okay, I'll be there at the exam center to wish you guys. Okay, so make sure you are going to be normal. It's going to be a normal test like mock test 1 and mock test 2. जो mindset से दिया था उसी exam से उसी mindset से going to take the exam. And then if you are like 115 to 120 is on the border, you will be on the other side of the border. That is, you will be passing the exam. If you are at less than 115, I would say अगर 110, 105 ये वाले scores है तो normally ये scores sufficient होता था. Up to 100 wale scores used to be sufficient enough to pass the exam earlier. But nowadays, with the minimum passing score going down to 25%, less than 110 is something that I would mean that you're not thoroughly prepared for the exam right now. Discuss with me in my personal chat or call me and finalize what you should do. Should you go for a referral or should you not go for a referral? We'll discuss about it if you're scoring less than 110. All right. So this is what I wanted to tell. 125 plus, you have passed the mock test 1 and mock test 2. Mock test 1 ke liye, I said it. I would say something like 115 would be fine for mock test 1. 115 to 120 would be fine. Mock test 2, 125 to 130 would be like safe score to say that you have passed the exam. And in the actual exam, the minimum passing score could be in the range of 120 to 125. So in the actual exam, consider it like a mock test. Don't get into the nerves. You'll be there to pass the exam. All right. Do not learn anything new except for वो जो एक stats का जो part छोटा था, wins varies, mean, preem, mean, and वो semi-standard deviation calculation. I'll be sending a video of around 15 minutes to half an hour on that. It's very easy part. I'm saying do that because it's exactly similar to calculation of the standard deviation. There's hardly any difference between calculation of standard deviation on the calculator and calculation of that semi-standard deviation on the calculator. Hence, it's not a new part. Hence, I'm asking you to do just that part. I think some of you had asked me that in the personal chat and I responded to in the personal chat. I remember Akshad had asked me this. So I responded to him, but let me just send a video on that calculation of semi-standard deviations. All right, so I wish you all the best, guys. See you at the exam. Mostly I'll be there at Xavier's College, or maybe 2 or 3 days I'll be there at Xavier's College too. I want to see you guys in person to wish you. So mostly on 15, 16, 17, mostly on 3 days I'll be there in the exam center. All right, if you want to ask quick questions, go ahead.
Sir, I wanted to ask that should we give the mock test which is on the institute app?
For the practice, you can look at practice volume 1, 8 papers, mock test 1 and mock test 2, 2 papers that I gave you, 10 papers, and 1 the institute book, institute के website पे जो mock test है 11. अब ये period ऐसा है कि यहाँ पे सिर्फ practice is not going to be the key. Understand, 11 papers solve करना ये target नहीं है. उसमें से I think आपके most of the papers हो गए होंगे, but अगर नहीं हुए तो ऐसा नहीं कि 11 papers कैसे भी करके मुझे complete करने. You take 6 papers, fine, like 2, 9, and maybe 4 from practice volume, fine, but analyze the mistakes. You scored 120 out of 180, good, but 60 questions that have gone wrong, analyze them. That will be a better kind of a practice as compared to just solving the mock test, 2 mock tests, 8 practice volume and 1 institute book question, 11 papers solve kiya. But wo 11 papers mein jo mistakes the, approximately per paper you're going to make like 20-25 mistakes. The total 300 questions that have gone wrong, approximately, analyze them. That is important. Analyzing the question that go wrong or have already gone wrong in the Shweza's question bank or in the practice volumes, in the institute book questions. So analyzing the questions which go wrong in this 7 days is going to be more important. maybe 5 days you can keep for the last revision and analyzing, and maybe 1-2 दिन अभी भी है हमारे पास which you can use it for practice. अगर practice papers नहीं किए अब तक तो you can do it maybe 1 or 2 days. Don't do the practice in the last 3-4 days. Last 3-4 days is just to analyze what you have done till now. Analyze all the mistakes and revise the formulas, revise those bold words, revise the key concepts. That is what you should do. Last ये नॉर्मल ग्रेजुएशन एग्जाम में होता है कि लास्ट दिन सारा रिवाइज करूंगा या करूंगी, ये नहीं होगा. On the last day, you will not be able to revise 10 subjects. Trust me, it's not possible to revise 10 subjects in one day. How many agree? Last day पे अगर मेरा एग्जाम 18 को है तो 17th में I can't revise the 10 subjects. It's not possible to revise 10 subjects in one day. So you have to devote 3 to 4 days to do a thorough revision. Okay, so 4 दिन तो लगेंगे मेरे ख्याल से, approximately 2.5 subjects on a day. When I say revision, I told you what do I mean by revision. So वो सारा चीज करने के लिए 2.5 subjects per day is what maximum I believe anyone can do it. Because I am asking you to analyze the question that go wrong. Just read नहीं करना है. Question बैंक में wrong हुए थे उसको analyze करने के लिए time लगेगा. 4 दिन लगेंगे at least मेरे ख्याल से. Could be 5 days also. So मे बी जो 1-2 दिन एक्स्ट्रा है उसमें प्रैक्टिस कर सकते हो राबिया, बट बाकी 5 दिन डोंट डू एनी प्रैक्टिस, जस्ट एनालाइज व्हाट यू हैव प्रैक्टिस प्रीवियसली. ऑलराइट, यस महक.
Sir, I wanted to ask, so right now if I just do practice volumes and the end 4 to 5 days I don't solve anything and just read,
बट एनालाइज, दैट्स व्हाट आई एम सेइंग कि प्रैक्टिस वॉल्यूम्स कितने सॉल्व करेंगे इंपॉर्टेंट नहीं है, जो सॉल्व करेंगे उसमें जो मिस्टेक्स हुए वो एनालाइज करना इंपॉर्टेंट है. सो whenever your exam is, उसके पहले के 4 या 5 दिन, so for example महक your exam is on 21st suppose, तो 20, 19, 18, 17 and maybe 16 you reserve these days just to analyze what has gone wrong in the practicing the any question that you have solved previously and revision. 5 days, 4 to 5 days, and from 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 you can do the practice volume or the mock test, anything. All right, 11 papers is what you have, which is sufficient. All right, so this is what I wanted to give you, generalized kind of a thing. And important thing is there is no hall ticket. Just wanted to clarify this. There is no hall ticket. There is an appointment letter which I told you how to get that. If you haven't, you would have got a SMS when you had scheduled the center, and you would have also got a mail. But वो मेल शायद 3-4 महीने पुराना हो सकता है, इसके लिए मैंने वो मेंशन किया था व्हाट्सएप पे. how can you search that mail? ओके, वो जो 2-3 मैंने कीवर्ड्स भेजे वो सर्च करो मेल में, यू विल गेट द अपॉइंटमेंट लेटर. इफ यू डोंट गेट द अपॉइंटमेंट लेटर, प्लीज कॉन्टैक्ट मी. इट्स इंपॉर्टेंट, इट्स वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टू गेट दैट अपॉइंटमेंट लेटर. ऑलराइट, इफ यू हैव फॉरगॉटन शेड्यूलिंग द एग्जाम, it's a big crime if you have forgotten scheduling the exam. If you don't have the appointment letter, please immediately contact me in my personal WhatsApp. I'll figure it out what I can do for you if you have forgotten exam appointment or exam scheduling. Passport, don't miss it out on that passport. Passport is going to be looked and it should be a valid passport. If your passport is expired, please contact me in the personal WhatsApp immediately if your passport is expired. Okay, and then you have to carry the calculator and the other things. Trust me, these things that I mentioned, I have come with a experience, not a personal experience, but a past experience with the students. There was that Xavier's college mein, there was a super cold in one of the room. So sweatshirt, carrying the sweatshirt is advisable. Okay, trust me, you don't have a control over the AC temperature over there. So you have to wear a sweatshirt. You can't get like freezy in the exam, so you have to carry a sweatshirt. Second, there was a case where for 10-15 minutes the power had failed, so they had to open the window, and when they open the window you are exposed to the traffic noise that comes and which could irritate you. Like 15 minutes ke liye windows open the, so traffic noise was coming and that disturbed the students. So having those cotton balls are important to like stay insulated away from those noise. So all the things that I have mentioned over there are like came with the experience. Carry the normal tablet like crocin, etc., and the coffee bites, etc., to like in case you're feeling asleep, etc. And have a proper sleep before your exam date. Do have a proper sleep. Although now exam duration is lesser, but still have a proper sleep. And you are allowed to have those coffee bite and the cappuccino wale jo not the coffee, but cappuccino wale jo tablets aate hain, I'll carry. Okay, if I'm coming to exams, I'll carry it for you. And exam calculator ke batteries you are allowed to carry, screwdriver you are allowed to carry. If you get so nervous ki what if batteries goes off, doesn't go off, but if you are nervous, you can carry the batteries, CR2032 and the screwdriver. I'll send the link. You can get it on the Amazon. The batteries and the screwdriver could get delivered to you, so don't worry. So that's it, I guess, from my side. For in general, think what you should do and what you should not do in the last 7 days. Do not discuss your preparation with anyone. Trust me, that doesn't help out. The other guy, if it is less prepared than you, you could get overconfident. And if other guy is more prepared than you, then that's the disaster. All right. So please do not discuss your preparation. You can discuss doubts like you are discussing on the those groups. So you can discuss the doubts, but do not discuss ki how much is your mock test score, how much is my mock test score. So don't go into that territory. You don't need to visit the exam center before the exam date. Don't waste time. It's Google Map का जो address है exact है, all the Pillai exam center and the Xavier's exam center. I think most of you will be at Pillai or Xavier's, right? Raise hand. Anyone that Pillai, Xavier's? Most of you, I think everyone will Pillai and Xavier's only. So Pillai and Xavier's is on the main road. So nothing to like go and find out. It's there on the Google Maps. You can go on the exam day to the center directly. All right, exam day instructions, I'll give it to you separately. All right, guys. So this is in general for the exam.